It is that magical time of the day, outnumbered overtime. Oh, gee, baby, that means the TV version of us is wrapped up, and we pop up online, and we're glad you're with us. Join the live chat. And if you're watching on Facebook Live, give us a shout-out from where you're watching. Jason in the House is your handle on Twitter.
Yep.
In case people want to tweet and follow, because you were saying you needed some love.
Nobody can spell Chaffetz. There's no way they're getting from here to there.
Well, no one can say it, because they're confused by it. But now that we know you're...
Jason in the House.
J-I-T-H.
That sounds like a
Jason in the
sitcom.
House.
Yeah. Like you and Willie Ames and Scott Baio need to...
Scott Baio?
Put that baby up.
Yeah.
Not like Spike Lee or somebody like that? You don't think I could pull that off?
You
Spike
could.
Lee? You sure could, champ. Absolutely. So Megan and I need Secret Service names now.
Yeah. We had one.
What was it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. What was it?
It was embarrassing. Like,
Who
for
gives
real.
you the Secret
It was
Service?
Peter Sellers, and it was apparently because they all started with P because my dad was Phoenix and my mom was Parasol. I later found out it was not complimentary because I guess Peter Sellers was not a nice man.
Oh.
I did not have a great
I like Peter
relationship.
Sellers.
I did not have a nice relationship with the Secret Service, and I've talked at length about it on this show, and the audience always finds that entertaining. I did not, and you know what? That's what you get for being so nasty to me for as long as you were.
Oh, you're going to call him out.
I have. You know this. We've talked about it on the...
I didn't know that we couldn't know the Secret Service handle, though.
Peter Sellers.
So just to catch people up, at the end of the TV version of us, Congressman Chaffetz gave me a Secret Service nickname, which I didn't even know I had earned. It was Trouble.
Yeah, it was so obvious.
But your family
Everybody
is a letter.
knows it. Like that, you need something more undercover.
I'm a one Moscow Mule kind of a girl. Like, how did I get trouble?
That means that Tony's would have to be a T,
That means 4
and your
Moscow
daughters
Mules,
have to
you're
be a
stealing a
T.
cement truck. That's my kind of trouble. I like it.
Kennedy knows me
So
well.
do I
And
get
apparently so does the Congressman.
Yeah, you do. I'm going to have to think about it. What would you name?
You can't name yourself.
No, it's got to come from you.
I have a drag queen name. It's Tequila Mockingbird.
That's yours?
Yeah.
No, but
good one. I always thought my drag name would just be
about that.
When I think Kennedy, I actually think Beastie Boys. So maybe might go down that way.
Yeah.
Okay. I can hear it. That's some good things.
Nah, he's a little...
Can we talk brass tacks about the Iran deal?
Sure.
Because I just saw one question go by on the live chat, and I thought it was pretty good. And please forgive me because I didn't catch the handle on the way by. We haven't talked about it in a long time, and that was one of the things on President Trump's short list of getting done, too. He's going to do away with that deal. Is that still true?
It better be. I hope so.
Can he do that unilaterally?
He can do a lot, and there were sanctions that were also going to be put back in place.
We take the money back that we unleashed?
Yeah. You know, there were more than $100 billion that went overseas, and there was a real question about that. There were also questions right at the very last hours of the Obama administration, how much money was going to go to these non-government organizations, a couple $100 million. I do think the Trump administration was able to put the brakes on that, because we did look at that.
I have a question about that. Does that mean some of the NGOs that were working over there in Iran were not necessarily above board? Because when we think of NGOs, we think of Doctors Without Borders and the Red Cross and, you know, these charity organizations that do a great deal of good, especially in war zones. But you
don't want to disparage all of them, but there was this flush of money by literally a couple $100 million that was supposedly going to go, and President Trump put a kibosh and a stop on that.
Because anyone can say, I have an NGO.
Yeah, so look, now that we have a new Secretary of State, look, they've got to get populated with their own team to move forward with that. So, but pulling back the Iran deal is something that was obviously very high on the...
What's more important, that or repealing Dodd-Frank?
Oh, that too. And how about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau?
Right.
Let's get after that baby.
Yep.
So there's a lot to do. It's so exciting, though. You have a president now who actually engages on policy. That is, I can't even begin to tell you what a sea change that is from where we were with President Obama. Other than prison reform, which I've very heartedly supported and have a bill to deal with that. Yeah. And the president was very supportive of that. Other than that, President Obama did not engage like President Trump has in just the first 45, 46 days of his administration.
What do you like about being a congressman? I always ask that.
You know, it's an honor and a privilege to serve, and I really mean that from my heart of hearts. You can actually do things that make difference in people's lives. And sometimes it's just one person at a time. I was thinking about this. We had some soldiers and people in the military who lost their lives, and to go and represent 800,000 people in Utah's 3rd Congressional District at those services is probably one of the more rewarding things. Sad, difficult, but then you help people with immigration cases, and you help people with, you know, some of their big aspirations. That's very satisfying.
Do you want to be president?
It would always be cool to be president, but that is so far-flung and
Oh my
unrealistic.
gosh, how refreshing to get an honest answer from a politician.
Yeah.
About that. No one ever says the truth, and you just did.
Well, of
Every
course.
politician's running for president unless they're under indictment. That's the rule. It's
but
true.
But they don't often say.
Anybody
how
who's
cool
in
would it be?
politics, anybody's in politics who doesn't
Yes.
think that they would want to
But
be
you
the
spoke
president.
more from the. I mean, I felt that from you.
It's
That
like
was,
being, I'm a football player, but I don't want to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
I
a
don't wanna
football
win the
player, but
Super
I don't
Bowl.
want to be Tom Brady.
Okay, well,
you know?
let me
So
ask you
modest,
this.
though. Like,
Do you
oh, I
think,
don't know.
because obviously this was such a non-traditional campaign and an unorthodox victor, how much does that change running for the presidency in the future, or do we just swing back to normal Mitt Romney kind of guy?
Boy, that's something I really haven't thought through. Look, I think at the end of the day, people felt like Donald Trump was real. He was telling it the way he saw it, and authenticity ruled the day as much as anything. And then he related to people better than anybody else, rather than these canned lines. And people smell right through that. They understand that. And they saw the difference between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and said, oh, come on, this is not even, they're not even close.
Lucky and Mitzi. I'm sure they're very nice people.
Yes.
This Monday hit it out of the park, this show. All of you were awesome. Please give our very best to Senator Chaffetz. You're a senator now. He is an honorable man we admire. May God continue to bless you always.
Well, that's
How sweet
sweet.
is that from Lucky and Misty?
Well, thank you,
That is
Lucky
nice.
and
Yeah.
Misty. Thank you.
Do you want to be a
Very nice.
senator? I mean, now that we've asked you if you want to be president?
Well, look, my life will be
Orrin Hatch may be leaving.
my life will be complete
Really?
if
You
I'm
gonna
not a
run for that
United
seat?
States senator. I like it in the House. I mean, I never say never.
What's different for you? I mean, what do you like about it? I know that's kind of piggybacking off of what Meghan just asked you.
But you know what's amazing? After only 3 terms in the House of Representatives, I was able to run for and become a chairman of a committee. That's almost unheard of in the United States Senate, and it's rare to happen in the House, but you can do it, and it's an honor
You get
to be
along
the
with
chair.
some of the freedom-y rabble-rousers like Beto O'Rourke and Thomas Massey and Justin Amash?
Oh yeah, I get along with them great. Thomas is on our committee. Justin Amash is on my committee. Love those guys. They're great. They got a lot to contribute. You know, very libertarian oriented. I got a big libertarian streak through me as well. And so we start talking about personal privacy and all these types of Fourth Amendment issues. We are just.
What did you think of Congressman Massey's bill to abolish the Department of Education?
Hey, I'm an original co-sponsor.
Nicely done.
So yes, that's absolutely. We don't need a Department of Education to teach our kids in our own school.
A CC News portal. I wonder if that's his real name. What's holding up all the president's cabinet and getting them set in place? By the way, if I like your post, it's because I'm trying to get to it.
Yeah.
So what's the holdup?
Look, this is the process of the United States Senate. They can take up to 30 hours of debate per person, and so the slow process of getting through. I think the president has 4,500 appointments.
Wow.
I think less than half of those require Senate confirmation, but that process is long and laborious.
So it's
and
not just the
slow.
political opposition?
It's in part that, because they're slowing them all down. I mean, Ryan Zinke, a fairly not a controversial person to become the Secretary of Interior, I mean, didn't even get in until, you know, the first day of March or so. And so it's unprecedented.
Most people
how
don't even
slow
know what
it has
that
been.
is.
The
Or what he
Secretary of
does.
Interior
But
out
now
west, it's a
intimately
big deal.
knowing the cabinet
Yeah, there's
positions
so
'cause
much
it's taking
federal
so
land.
long, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so CC News Portal said in a word Democrats, but you've expanded on that.
That's a shorter, sweeter way of saying it.
Phase Girl 18, I love me some Jason Chaffetz and some Trey Gowdy.
No.
And they're friends in real life, which is
We are.
Yeah.
Trey Gowdy's just one of my favorite people on the planet. I probably spend more time with Trey than just about anybody else. I'd like to spend more time with my wife, but I spend
was
more
gonna
time
say.
with Trey Gowdy. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And congratulations, by the way. You've got a birthday coming up. 35?
35 plus
When is your birthday?
15. Yeah, it's March 26th.
See? It's coming up.
It is
He won't tell
March
me where he's
26th.
going.
No, that was the whole issue. That's
Let
why
him
you
go on
needed it.
vacation with his wife.
She wanted to know where I wanted to go, and I said, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Go to Exuma.
Go on your vacation.
Oh, honey, go. Go. I'm still talking about that vacation. See, I do tell people. Nobody wants to hop on that many planes and whatnot, but it was fun. And you've got 2 older kids who got married last year, so congrats to them as well.
Not to each other. Not to each other.
Congressman,
They got married.
no.
They got married, and we still have a 16-year-old at home.
People were impressed that you stayed with us online because they know how busy you are.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you, Congressman.
All right,
Thank
we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.